Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back to Wow. Oh, sorry. Did you want to?
No, I was just saying welcome back.
To While the Clothes Dry.
Mm-hmm.
We're so glad to have you here on this momentous 11th episode. We're over that hump.
Over 10.
Over that hump.
Yeah.
And today, it's finally time.
Time for...
Long have I awaited this momentous occasion.
What?
Do you even fathom what's happening right now, Beatrix?
What?
The people. They beg to be heard.
Who is begging?
Are
you good?
The island, it calls me. And now, I shall respond.
Yeah.
Get educated, girl. A civilization with no consistent origin story due to conflicting accounts from exploratories. Island built from 3 volcanoes forming rocks makes me twirl, and they sat around and called it the navel of the world. Building statues of the fallen, carving noses, arms, and hats when their crops were all destroyed by Polynesian rats. Their way of life pawned off by traders elegante, turned their world into a bigger flop than El Gigante. Moai spread across the land, keeping tourist culture strong, so it doesn't really matter how much things went wrong, go wrong. Cause the Moai and the people make it plain to see. Just like Birdman, they'll be flying into history. This is something that I really wanted to do. I'm really into Easter Island right now. Please forgive me, all my loving fans. Do you understand now, B?
This is the bit from the other episodes.
I said, do you understand now, B?
That's a lot of information to unpack.
I think it's plain to see.
It's here. This is the episode.
2021 while the clothes dry. So yeah, I think you understand now.
Sounds like a lot of history.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty exciting.
Alright, so tell me more about this Easter Island. Rapa Nui, you called it?
Yeah. Well, if you really want to discuss Rapa Nui, you need to understand that it's small. It's off the coast of Chile. And yeah, there was no people that really like originated there. The tradition of Rapa Nui states that Hotomatua, right, who was a ruler possibly from nearby islands of a Polynesian subgroup, they got on a ship and they traveled a long time before they ever reached the island, right? But eventually they sought refuge there. I believe there was a war going on at the time.
I believe it.
Yeah, I guess there's not a lot of contest for that. There's fucking war all the time, right?
Yeah.
But they brought with them several different like plants and their like culture that they've come to create, you know?
Okay.
They brought with them root vegetables like taro.
Oh, okay.
I think they also brought was it cane, like sugar cane?
Huh.
I think it was sugar cane. Um,
What
yeah.
about ube?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Like the purple yam food?
Um, mm, I don't believe so.
Oh.
However, um, they had well, theoretically they had a rich culture, right? One of the most defining features of Rapa Nui
Mm-hmm.
was that they have nearly 900 giant stone statues all around the island.
Are you talking about like the Easter Island heads?
The Moai,
Is that what they're called?
that's what they're called.
Right.
They were carved out of volcanic ash. Most of them about 13 feet tall, at least.
Wow.
Usually coming in around the same amount of tons, 13 tons. Um, yeah. They were carved out of what is known as tuff.
Tough.
It's toof, which, in my opinion, is a great name for something.
Tough.
It's like, I wonder what this is. Like, I wonder how to describe this. Is it perhaps tough? But it's actually funny because tough is porous and light.
Huh.
Like,
That's
it's
an
yeah.
oxymoron.
It's like really easy to carve into. Like, if you've ever played the game Yoshi's Island, there are levels where you can just throw Yoshi's eggs at like walls, and they just go and they just carve through the rock. It's like that. That's what I imagine tough was like. But no, it's volcanic ash. Because Rapa Nui, the island, right, is an island that was built off of 3 volcanoes.
That's a lot of that's.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
If you were listening to the Rapa rap TM while
Right.
the clothes dry,
Yes.
you would have known that, or you would have heard maybe if you could listen to what I was saying, because I'm not a great rapper, but I was passionate enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are all dormant volcanoes at this time, and during the time of inhabitation.
Oh, okay. So it's not.
Like, they were previous volcanoes that kind of formed an island together after becoming dormant. Like, they kind of just, you know?
Okay, yeah, they merged together. So are you saying that Rapa Nui is not inhabited anymore?
People live there now, but for the most part, the civilization has died. A lot of that has to do with civil wars going on the island.
Makes sense.
There were 2 main groups on Easter Island.
Okay.
And while I don't like to directly judge people based on what they're called, these people were known as the short ears and the long ears.
Wow.
Yeah, and they would kill each other. However, in an effort to prevent this, and this is pretty interesting, they had the Birdman competition.
Birdman. That sounds made up.
You cannot make this shit up.
That sounds made up.
No, I'm not making it up. If I was
Birdman.
B.
Okay, what did you have to do to become a Birdman?
So it was like a strongman competition, but for this island.
Okay.
The Birdman competition consisted of somebody wanting to like prove that they were the best, right? And it would transcend any tribe. Like, every tribe was encouraged to participate in the Birdman competition. And what it would do, or what it was rather, was people would go to a nearby island called Moto Nui, right? Searching for the first egg of the season in the bird's nest, in a bird's nest. And they would have to swim back with the egg, climb the 300-foot cliff rather,
Uh-huh.
and then you'd be named the Birdman.
So, like, running, swimming, climbing,
Yes.
hunting for eggs.
Yeah, pretty much.
Your big Easter egg hunt?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's not an Easter egg hunt. Wait a minute.
It's Easter Island, and they're hunting for eggs. Do you
Okay.
hear how that
No.
sounds?
You know, no. We're gonna clear this up right now, right? It's
Okay.
Easter Island now, right?
Uh-huh.
But that's because of Jacob Roggeveen,
By who?
right? He was a Dutch explorer who
Oh.
arrived in 1722, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his crew named the island Easter Island because it's the day they arrived.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Pretty interesting,
Weird.
huh? Yeah. Which actually, an interesting fact is that the reason that we know about the decline, right? About why they were, thinning out and dying, is because explorers had logs. You know what I mean?
Okay.
These people did not have like books where it was like, oh well, our civilization is dying. Please remember us. No, they didn't do that. But there are different accounts from different explorers from different nations in the European areas, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would visit Easter Island. Either reading the previous journals or not, but they would all have accounts, and every time someone visited, right, they would be like, hey, so remember that other account? It doesn't look like this anymore.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it would be like, so there's like 600 people here, so I don't know what that guy was talking about, flourishing thousands of people society. There's just a bunch of stone heads here, and people are angry about the size of their ears. And also there might be a rat problem.
A rap problem?
A rap problem? No, I didn't say a rap problem. You know what?
What?
I bet Lin-Manuel Miranda would make a musical about Rapa Nui.
You think so?
Yeah, and then people would get angry at him for appropriating their culture.
You think so?
Yeah. Anyway.
Interesting.
But no, they, eventually, at some point, they got raided, in the 1800s. And after that, they stopped becoming so inviting to visitors.
I wonder why.
Yeah, right? And around the same time, into the 19th century, missionaries had begun to convert the entire population to Christianity.
Huh.
And then after that, Chile annexed the island, leasing it for sheep raising, and then they made it part of. They appointed a Chilean governor, and now it's part of Chile. Now the only way to get there these days is through Chile. I forget what it's called. I think it's the Santiago airport in Chile.
Huh.
Which flights go for like a good pretty penny. Cheapest I've seen is 900.
Wow.
And it's a long ass flight from America. Tell you that much.
Sounds like it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, why is it not inhabited? So it's a tourist spot now.
Yeah, the reason it's still okay economically is because of its tourism. Because it's a very interesting site. Did I go into why the moai were made? Or did I just go into what they were made of?
You told us what they were made of,
Okay.
but not why.
I
assumed it was for art.
Well, it's not entirely for art. It's artistic, but the truth is that it's also to honor the fallen. Statues were carved to honor the people that died. Not everybody, but hell, it sure looked like everybody based on how many they made,
Yeah,
right?
that was a lot.
But it was made to honor notable people. And it's funny they all look the same, right? But it's like in my house, right? We have little hummingbirds hanging on the mantle. And each one represents somebody who's died.
Huh.
You know what I mean? And they all look the same. But we add one every time someone has died.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone who is notable to us, someone who we loved.
Mm.
It's like that. Or like when you put a sugar skull on someone's grave, right?
Right.
During Dia de Muertos,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not a personalized skull, perhaps, but it's to symbolize that we're all human and we all have a skull, you know? We're all connected in that way.
That's true.
I don't know, but I digress, because the Rapa Nui statue, or rather the Moai, they look similar, but they symbolize a person, which is why it was so tragic that the Civil Wars actually knocked over a shit ton of them.
Really?
Yeah, they found out that it wasn't just like the fact that they were giant and they fell over.
Mm-hmm.
It was that some people were like intentionally removing these beautiful statues or like moving them over long time ago, you know?
Yeah.
Which sucks. I mean, it's like, oh, let's tear this down, right? No. Nah, man.
How long did it take to carve, like, well, I feel like it would take a really long time.
It took 12 men 1 year
Wow.
to carve out of tuff a single moai. And it took them even longer to move them to the right spaces.
Sheesh.
Right? Which moai walk. Scientists weren't sure how the people of Easter Island or Rapa Nui got these statues upright where they were based on where the tuff was. But it turns out that the most logical way they would do that is have 3 teams of men on 3 sides of the moai, one pulling it back, one pulling it left, and one pulling it right. And the one on the back would give way as the other 2 would basically walk the moai to its destination.
What?
That
Must have been quite a sight.
It was amazing. I've actually, like, I got into it because of a meme, but after realizing what a marvel that was to have somebody think of that early of a stage in their existence, right? In our existence as people,
Mm-hmm.
is incredible. Because they were moving 13 tons of stone. Isn't that something?
That is definitely something.
Wow.
It's a lot of something.
Yeah. And that's not to say their aspirations were never too big. Because the biggest recorded moai to ever be carved is 22 feet tall and God knows how many tons, right?
Yeah.
Nicknamed El Gigante, it still rests in the tuff it was carved in because there wasn't enough men to pick it up.
Wow. That kind of sucks.
I mean, he's big napping though. He didn't have to wide walk, you know.
Yeah, it just sort of sat there.
He's like, listen, you created me, and you understand that I'm huge, right? Now let me big sleep. I'm serious.
Let me rest.
If you guys love me the way you say you do, let me big sleep. That's gonna be me to my future children.
Just if you love me, let me sleep.
Yeah, if you love me the way you keep saying you do, let me big sleep. I'm serious.
You
No
love me,
joke,
let me
pal.
go.
No, don't let me go. Don't even pick me up. Um. Yeah. Another big contribution to why their society fell was because of a little stowaway known as the Polynesian rat.
Oh, Polynesian rat?
Polynesian rat.
Polynesian rat.
Polynesian rat.
Polynesian rat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those guys tore through the crops, man. They were living like they were um designed to survive in their current situation.
Huh.
Which rats already have like the unkillable trait.
Fair.
But and then you have Polynesian rats who are just kind of like, let's do it, let's fuck it up.
Let's forget up, I
Well,
guess.
yeah. No, that's the long and short of it. They called it the navel of the world.
Why?
Because the three volcanoes kind of made like a little wank, and they thought, oh well, this has to be like the big spot on Jupiter. Like they didn't say that. They didn't know what that is, but
Probably not.
yeah. Also, we don't know that much about their society because there are long like spurts of like time when nobody was watching them.
Right, where they were just big chillin'.
Yeah, where we don't know what they were doing. They could have been doing anything. And then also there are like artifacts that people took on their visits to Easter Island. Um and they have little paddles or weapons, and there's an entire like glyph language that was
Really?
created in Easter Island or in Rapa Nui called, well, commonly referred to as Rongo Rongo.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the name of the language?
Um, and we don't know how to decipher it,
Huh.
but because there's not enough to go off of.
Right. That's pretty whack.
Yeah, right? To think an entire language is not understandable.
Wow.
Well, I feel like that's not out of the ordinary. I feel like there's
No, I
just
mean,
stuff.
that happened with a lot of countries, but it's like kind of like hieroglyphs in like the pyramids.
Yeah, kind of.
But we sort of understand those better, I think.
Yeah, but we've also like, I don't know. There's more of that. There's more concrete evidence of like language there. Whereas these people they're not all in one spot. They're pawned off because people were just like, I'll take that, and then took it to like Europe, and now it's like in someone's house from their fifth generation.
Huh.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these people got a lot of stuff just kind of snagged from them
That seems to happen a lot.
to the little guys.
Yeah, like even like I think of the Indiana Jones quote, "It belongs in a museum." That's what it makes me think of.
Oh yeah, okay.
But it's like, but it belongs to these people.
Yeah.
But it's like, do they want it back? That's a question. That's a good question, actually.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like it, because they have their own thriving economy now. They're part of Chile. Spanish is spoken there, and what's it called? UNESCO, UNESCO.
Never heard of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Should look it up. They named Easter Island a World Heritage Site.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it has World Heritage, so.
UNESCO stands for. Let's see here. The United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization.
Interesting. They were like, you got heritage, boy.
Exactly.
Get schooled.
So I've just dropped the mother load on you of knowledge.
Yeah, I learned a lot about Rapa Nui. I still think it's pretty funny that it's named Easter Island, that they go hunting for eggs. I
Yeah.
still think that's pretty funny. I don't know if that's just me.
It reminds me of that scene in Nacho Libre, where he climbs the mountain to get the eagle eggs so he can have
Oh,
powers. You
yeah.
need to get eagle eggs, Nacho. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I have to. We gotta rewatch that movie. It's been too long.
Oh man. Yeah. Another thing in the culture, I don't remember. It might be tern. It's like a specific type of bird that's important to them. Um, I believe it's called the black tern, and it's symbolic to them of like always returning home. Like it guides them back to the island.
How is that?
It's like it's in their culture. It's a spiritual thing. It's like, oh well, if I venture far, the black tern will always return me home.
Oh.
I hope it's the black tern. I don't want to offend them. It's a bird and it's black and it's native to the area.
Huh.
It's like if you saw a bird from PA and you were like, oh well, if I just follow him, I'll return home. You know?
Okay. I could see that.
You can see that.
I mean, I don't know. I don't remember what the state bird is, but I believe it.
Is it the
Whatever you're gonna say, it's not the right thing. No matter what's about to come out of your mouth, it's not correct. I guarantee it.
Are you sure?
I am positive.
Are you sure?
I don't know what were you gonna say though? I'm curious.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I was gonna say the robin redbreast.
I don't. That's very common. I don't think it's the state bird though.
If I'm right, I'm gonna be so fucking happy.
I think it's a quail.
It is the ruffed grouse.
That's why I didn't remember.
Aw.
Is it cute?
No, but it's interesting.
Uh,
It looks like a rich lady whose husband died.
State animal is the white-tailed deer. It does. Died mysteriously.
Yeah, my husband left me $14,600. I was like, that's not too much, lady. Oh, well, I should have killed him a few years later.
It would have been worth more.
Would you ever go to Rapa Nui?
Yeah, I think so.
I think, yeah, the issue is the funds
Yeah.
for me.
There's an article online. It's like how to travel to Motunui. Motunui?
Motunui? That's that's Bionicles.
Really?
Yeah.
Rapa Nui without breaking the bank or something like that.
Without breaking the bank. You go by a ship. You stow away.
Oh yeah, I just exposed myself for the fact that I've done research. And I actually stayed awake for the whole documentary.
What, did you actually watch that documentary? Are you serious?
No. What? I don't watch documentaries.
It's time to come clean. Guys. Sweet baby boys. I've been doing a lot of research on Easter Island lately. And I asked B to watch a 2-hour Rapa Nui documentary with me. And she swore on her life that she fell asleep. But it turns out she also watched it. Didn't you, B? At least that's what I was led to believe. I'm not actually sure anymore. But I enjoyed
I
the
guess
hell
it'll
out of
be
it.
just as much of a mystery as Eastern Island's history. Oh.
B, that's not... B, their entire culture is gone. It's like wiped off the face of the...
You literally said that they still have culture.
B, their culture is tourism now, B. I feel like in Philly that's similar, you know.
There's definitely Philadelphia culture.
I know. I just
you just said that to get a rise.
yeah, I did say that to get a rise out of you.
Is that your goal?
No, my goal is not to get a rise out of you. there are two, as far as I know from the research I've done on the current where or events. There are two hotels in Easter Island. There's
Two
a
hotels.
3-star and a 5-star.
Huh.
Um, a lot of moai.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people talk about like the moai, but what is also impressive is they also built pedestals or like slabs under the moai for them to stand on, there's a word I'm looking for.
Pedestal.
Yeah, I was thinking stands, perhaps. I don't know.
Risers.
Yeah, like a riser, built out of the blocks of volcanic stone, and they're cut so perfectly, right? They're carved so perfectly together that they fit like puzzle pieces. You can't stick anything between them.
I thought that was part of the statue.
No, that's part of the stands.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
The more you know. Get educated.
The more you know. I had to change that one of those little notes because copyright reasons, you know.
Oh yeah.
I want to decorate my house with moai. I want to see moai in my house. I want to see moai on the streets. I want to see moai confused for babies. I want to see people with strollers with small moai in them. It's like, oh, is that your child? How old is he? Moai!
Is that disrespectful of the culture?
Oh, shit.
I just thought
Oh,
about
shit.
That. Think about that.
Wait a minute, you're right.
Oh my gosh.
No, I love the moai. Oh, shit, you're right, B.
I hate that.
Oh,
I'm so
no.
I'm so sad.
B, I don't think we can do that. I don't think I can have moai in the streets on our house in a stroller. Oh, no. I can't even have moai at all unless I'm honoring those that have fallen.
You could invite them to your wedding.
No, B.
No?
Oh, no. Wait a minute.
I think a bubble has just been burst.
Is this... And I'm being serious. Is this wrong?
Talking about the history of Rapa Nui is no, it's not wrong.
It's not wrong. Okay.
Rapping about the history of Rapa Nui is not wrong.
Really? Because it was kind of trash.
I mean, yeah, it
Look,
wasn't great,
the thing is, I had
but-
fun with it though. I had a lot of fun doing that.
Oh.
But look, I'm gonna say this, right? I think it's important to hear. Anyone who's listening, we walk a fine line every day on what is done out of entertainment and what is done out of malice.
Mhm.
What's done in good fun and what's done a little over the line.
Mhm.
I genuinely, and I mean this, started my research on Rapa Nui jokingly. Like, I thought it was the funniest shit that people wasted their time building stone statues.
Mhm.
But right now, I'm actually fascinated. Like, genuinely fascinated by the culture of these people. And it's outlandish. Like, it's an odd culture.
It's a different culture than what you
Are accustomed to
Accustomed,
understanding.
yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But there's so much that I've learned from this culture. And there's so much I've learned about the world. Think about it. We don't know anything about them. Like, we do, but we don't. What we do know, we're graciously proud to know, like we're glad we know it, but there's a lot that we lost
I would agree with that.
because there was a time before this where things weren't recorded immediately,
Mm-hmm.
and we had to rely on the words of people that had the means to explore. We had to rely on those out of our control to understand things about places we may never go.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how bewildered people were when they realized that those statues were 13 tons or more. Or that these people carved them by hand.
Mm. Yeah.
Or yeah, like moved them themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know how they moved them. A la
Really?
Egypt. Like
Oh, interesting.
why the fuck how the fuck did they move these? Because they did a test that was widely accepted for a while where they just rolled them on logs, but if they rolled them on logs, then the forest would be gone.
Or would have been gone sooner, perhaps.
Would have been gone sooner. That's what
Because
I
I
mean.
think it is.
It
gone,
is gone.
Yeah.
The Polynesian rat made sure that the forest was gone. However, the forest would have been gone a lot sooner had they used all the resources. But instead, all they used was rope.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, that is crazy. I don't know.
I mean, it makes sense, but yeah, it's just like, huh? We didn't know. I mean, you don't know until you know, and then all of a sudden you know, and your like horizons are broadened. But it's like, what? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's different than what people expected, and it's funny that a meme on the internet sparked your intrigue into this place. You already loved Moai.
Um, no, I mean I first saw Moai in Night at the Museum.
Oh, Dum Dum, give
Yeah,
me
dum
gum
dum, gimme gum gum.
Yeah.
But the first time I really was like, oh, maybe I should research this was a few months ago when I started seeing those Moai memes. Because it was just like, oh, and then there was just like a picture of Moai. And then recently I saw a picture of it walking, and I was like, what the hell? And so I went on this whole rabbit hole. B's been watching me from afar, being like, what the fuck is he doing?
Well, knowing what he was doing, I have a picture of you holding a Moai that we found at like Marshall's.
It was decorative.
I want. It was $17, and that's the only reason why I didn't buy it. Was because I was like, this is gonna sit on a shelf, and it's funny. I actually regret not buying that.
Oh man, don't regret not buying it.
I did
We
a
should
little
make
bit.
Moai,
We talked about it for sure.
but it would be tough because we've never made anything out of stone. That's
Yeah.
something that you need to learn how to do, and I feel like it's really easy to just break a stone, but it's not easy to make a stone.
Yeah. It's interesting that you say that because my brain would go to we make it out of clay, but that's not how they made it. So maybe we should make it out of stone, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, then we can delve into like Michelangelo and sculptors, carvers of ancient times. So, what did they use to carve the moai?
Um, I want to say like obsidian or something like that, right? Because I feel like that, or like a sharper volcanic rock. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I forget. I'm afraid I don't know that one.
That's okay.
Yeah, You can't win them all.
You can't know all.
I'm gonna stick Birdman on you though.
What? Why?
Just for the hell of it, you know?
Just because you feel like it?
He's been sitting in the corner, and frankly, I'm sorry for him.
Why
you know?
isn't he defending the island?
Look, the island, it doesn't need defending. People are taking pictures and shit. It doesn't matter. Look, the Moai, they've got it covered. They really are cool. Like, no disrespect again, but
No, yeah, I mean,
yeah, but they're just so cool.
I don't think that's disrespectful. I don't know. I feel like we learned some things
Yeah.
about Moai and like now I don't know. I'd love to go. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I was trying to get a group together, but as I found out, it's quite expensive, so it might just be the two of us. Unless other people can fork it. But I guess it doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah. Moai adventure.
Yeah. Well, we had a light load today, ladies and gentlemen, but we sure had a damn good conversation.
Yeah.
If you can even call it that.
Isn't it? It wasn't. Yeah, it was educational.
Yeah. Thank you for indulging me, best friend and audience. I sure had a blast. Remember to be thankful that your existence will be in history.
Instead of unrecorded.
Yeah, in some way, somewhere, you are.
Wow.
They don't.
In some way, somewhere you are. Profound.
Profound?
That is profound.
Moai from the ground?
What? Dude, I didn't even think about that. That's crazy.
Well, we'll catch y'all next time, alright?
Yeah. Thank you for listening. Do some research.
Yeah. And tell your mom you love her. Bye.
Bye.
I could sit with you forever as the cycle spins the close and the time between the next load shrinks as the bond between us grows. While the clothes dry, while the clothes dry, or the hours become minutes as we reminisce good times, making decent conversation before the dryer chimes. While the clothes dry, while the clothes dry. Oh, you're my best friend. Oh, while the clothes dry.